Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing great. So guys, we are going to continue with our discussion on the cost accounting systems, and what we have already covered about material, labor and overheads, right? So one topic that is left is about the finished goods, and we have been doing some practical sums also, right? Question number 1, 2, 3 and 4 we have done, and we are left with 5, 6 and 7. And this 5, 6 and 7 will do after we cover this finished goods part, right? This is now a very easy part, very small part, right? In fact, the whole chapter is easy, sir. If you are able to understand, the whole chapter is easy, right? See, the most important thing is your self confidence. If you have belief in yourself, if you have confidence in yourself that yes, I can do it, then you will be able to understand each and everything, and you will be able to attempt each and everything in the examination. That is very important, the self belief, right? If you believe in yourself, if you have that self confidence that yes, this is easy and I can do it, right? Whenever you feel like it is one of the toughest things, I don't understand why some of the students say costing is one of the toughest subjects, sir. I can assure you that by the end of this series, by the end of this lecture series, you will say that costing is one of the easiest subjects, sir. Right? Why it seems to be the toughest? Because you people don't try to understand the concepts. You try to cram the concepts, right? So if you try to understand the concept, understand the whys and whats of each and everything, then this is a very easy subject, very interesting, and one of the most scoring subjects of CA intermediate, I can say. Okay, so now we have to do what's our finished goods part. Now for the finished goods, let's have a quick recap and a small chronology that we are going to make to understand this concept of finished goods, right? What this finished good says. So broadly, if I talk about any business, what are the various processes through which a product goes? The first and the foremost thing that is required is the raw material. Any doubts? So the first step is procurement of raw material, right? So we have studied about raw material. Then the second step is when the raw material is being converted into WIP, that is raw material is sent to the production floor to be converted into finished goods, right? So this is one entry where the raw material is being converted into WIP. Can you tell me the journal entry for the conversion of raw material into WIP? Sir, can you tell me the journal entry here? What will be the journal entry? Sir, where is the raw material kept? In the store. The account is SLC account. This is WIP ledger control account. My WIP will increase and my store will decrease. Why? Because from store I have issued raw material to the production department so that it can be converted into finished good. So the entry will be WIP ledger control account debit, WIP ledger control account debit to SLC account. Any doubts? We have already studied this, right? Now after WIP, what will be the next step, sir? WIP will be converted into what? WIP will be converted into what? It will be converted into finished goods, isn't it? So WIP will be converted into finished goods. Now here, can you tell me what will be the journal entry when the WIP is converted into finished goods? Just simply think what will increase and what will decrease. If WIP has been converted into finished goods, my finished goods will increase, isn't it? And what will decrease? The value of WIP will decrease. So I can write it as FG finished goods control account debit to WIP account. Any doubts up till this point? Right? So the first step is procurement of raw material. Then the raw material is issued to the production floor. That is my WIP. That means the raw material is being converted into finished goods. Then from WIP, when the product is complete, we say that WIP has been converted into finished good, right? Here, when RM to WIP, the raw material is being converted, right? From WIP to FG, it has converted now. Has converted. Are you getting the point? Now, what after the product has been converted into FG, now what will you do? Sir, after the product is ready, you will sell the product, right? So the last step I can say is sales, right? That means now the FG, the finished product that you have prepared, you will sell it. That is the last step, is my sales. Now, can you tell me the journal entry for this? Can you tell me the journal entry for this? Sir, your sales will increase and your finished goods will decrease, isn't it? So I can write sales account debit to finished goods control account, to FG control account. Any doubts? Right, sir? So what we are studying about? Here we are studying about the finished goods part. What is the first entry? That WIP has been converted into finished goods. Then the finished goods you have to sell also. You will be selling the finished goods. That will be sales to FG control account. Clear? Now, listen to this sales part very carefully. If we talk about sales, sir, sales has two components. Sales is having two components. One is the cost of sales. That is the goods that we have sold. What is the cost of those goods? Right? What is the cost of manufacturing those goods? Right? The second part is profit. Clear? So the sales is having the two components. One is cost of sale. That means the cost of those goods which have been sold. Cost of manufacturing those goods, those have been sold. And the second part is profit. So whenever you are recording the FG, the finished goods, you have sold, right? You have sold the finished goods, but if you want to know whether you have recovered the cost or not, if you are going to record the finished goods which you have sold at cost, what will be the entry? Cost of finished goods sold. Cost of finished goods sold. So what will happen? You have sold the goods. That means your inventory of finished goods has gone down. So you will write to FG control account. To FG control account. It will be credited. What will be debited? Sir, the debited will be the cost of sales account. Cost of sales account will be debited and FG control account will be credited. Right? Any doubts? Now what will happen after this? You have recorded the finished goods. Now what is that? This finished goods control account, it has decreased. What to do with this cost of sales, sir? What to do with this cost of sales account, sir? This cost of sales account will be transferred to costing P&L. Will be transferred to costing profit and loss account. Sir, why costing profit and loss account? Why it is being transferred to costing profit and loss account? Now listen to it very carefully. If you have to identify the profit of any institute, the profit of anything, I can say, right? If you want to identify the profit, what you will prepare? You will prepare a profit and loss statement. How this profit and loss statement looks like? A simple profit and loss account, if you say how it looks like, what you will do here? You will take here all the cost, you will take here sales, right? Sales minus cost is going to be my profit. So that means if you want to identify the profit earned on the finished good, which is the ultimate, I can say the purpose of doing the business, if you want to see the profit, that means you will have to prepare this profit and loss statement, and in this profit and loss statement you will have to take the cost also and you will have to take the total sales also, right? I haven't discussed about total sales as of now. What I am discussing about is the cost, why the cost is being transferred. So the entry will be costing P&L account debit, costing profit and loss account debit to cost of sales account. To cost of sales account. Clear? Right, sir? So this is about the cost, recording the cost of finished goods sold. First, I will say that the finished goods inventory has decreased. So I have credited the FG control account and debited the cost of sales. Now, if I want to take the profit, I want to know my profit, I will have to transfer that cost to the costing profit and loss account. Sir, what about the total sales now? Now, if you want to discuss about the total sales, sir, what is the entry for sales in the financial books? Now, if we look from the financial books point of view, in the financial books, what is the entry for total sales? Can you tell me? What is the entry for financial books? Sir, very simple. Sales account debit to cash or bank or party, depending upon the party account. Clear? Now, what will be the entry in the cost books? What will be the entry in cost books now? Can you tell me? Sir, we cannot open these accounts. Cash, bank, party, we cannot open these accounts. So these accounts are to be written as to GLA account. Sales account, yes sir, we can take it as such. Sales account debit to GLA account. Any doubt? Now, what will be the next entry? This will be the first entry. What will be the next entry? Sir, the sales will be transferred to costing profit and loss account. So my entry will be costing profit and loss account debit to sales account. What I am doing? I have transferred my sales to costing P&L. Sales account debit to costing P&L. Right, only then I will be able to identify the profit. I have transferred the cost of sales, I have transferred the sales now to costing P&L. Or you can pass a single entry. For these two entries, you can pass a single entry. That single entry is to be costing profit and loss account debit. Costing profit and loss account debit to GLA account. That means we have bypassed this sales account. Now, the single entry is to be passed if in the question you are not required to prepare the sales account. If the question specifically says that you have to prepare sales account, then do not pass the single entry. Then you will have to go through this route. First GLA, then costing P&L. See, the net effect will be same. But if you pass the single entry, then how will you prepare the sales account? Very simple. Right, the net effect is going to be the same. The only thing is that if question says that you have to prepare the sales account, then you cannot pass the single entry. This you have to be very careful with. Right, that in which cases you can prepare the single entry or you have to prepare the double entry. Like in the case of under and over absorption, I told you overhead adjustment account. If the question specifically says to prepare the overhead adjustment account, then you have to post the entries accordingly. If the question is silent, if the overhead adjustment account is not required, then you can post the entries directly. Clear? Any doubts? Right, sir? So what we have done, we have now transferred the sales and we have transferred the cost also. Say the sales is 1 lakh rupees and my cost is say 80,000 rupees. So my profit is going to be 20,000. Now, how to record this profit, sir? That means if this profit will say P&L account debit to profit. This is what we will say. So in case of profit, my entry will be, in case of profit, my entry is going to be costing profit and loss account debit. Costing profit and loss account debit. See, all those who are having the books, no need to write anything. Everything is given. I'm just giving you the explanation, right? So that after that, when we read from the book, it is easy for you people. Costing P&L account debit to, for the profit, we'll use the account GLA. Right? And similarly, if it is a loss, then what will be the entry? Then entry will be GLA account debit to costing profit and loss account. Right? So this is all about the FG, then FG being converted into sales, right? So this chronology is important. So this you should remember, that how we are converting the raw material into WIP, then WIP into finished goods, then finished goods into sales, and how to treat the finished goods and sales, right? Any doubts in this point? I hope this is clear. Now let's see from the book. Finished goods, the cost of completed production. This is the cost of completed production. Now the completed production means WIP has been converted into finished goods. My finished goods will increase and my WIP will decrease. Any doubt? Cost of goods sold, the cost of sales will increase and my finished goods will decrease. Any doubt? Sir, very easy. Now direct expenses incurred. Now direct expenses will form the part of cost, so that will be directly taken to WIP to GLA. This is very simple, right? WIP to GLA. Abnormal loss of WIP. Now during the work in progress, some of the material is destroyed. Abnormal loss by fire, by theft, anything can be there, right? So any kind of abnormal loss is to be taken where? Is to be taken to costing profit and loss account. My WIP will decrease and my costing profit and loss account will increase. Abnormal loss of finished goods. The finished goods were lying in my godown and from there was a theft, right? So it is an abnormal loss of finished goods. That means WIP has already been converted into finished goods. From the finished goods godown, there was a theft or fire or whatever it is, abnormal loss is there. So costing P&L to finished goods, because finished goods will decrease, right? Selling and distribution overheads incurred to GLA. Simple, sir. Selling and distribution overheads to cash. Instead of cash, we have to use the account GLA. Now, selling and distribution overheads absorbed. Sir, the selling and distribution overheads will be absorbed in the cost of sales, right? Remember the cost sheet? Remember the cost sheet? What we do in the cost sheet, sir? In the cost sheet, we say cost of goods sold. We take first cost of goods sold, right? And after this, we take selling and distribution expenses. We take selling and distribution expenses. And the total of this, we call it as cost of sales. So that means we are absorbing these expenses into the total cost of sales, right? That is why the entry will be cost of sales to selling and distribution overheads. Now, cost of goods returned by customer. When we sold the goods, this is goods sold and we are recording the cost of this goods sold as cost of sales to FG control account. Now, if these goods are returned by the customer, what will be the entry? The entry will be reversed because the finished goods will be back into my godown, right? My finished goods inventory will increase. So the finished goods ledger control account debit to cost of sales account. Any doubts? Everything okay, sir? Now, then transfer the cost of sales to costing P&L. Why we transfer this? I have told you, costing P&L to cost of sales. After that, sales realization, I have told you, GLA. Sir, the entry is wrong. Wait. Sir, here the entry is wrong. That is mistake that I committed. Really sorry for that. The entry for this will be GLA to sales. It will be cash to sales. Cash to sales, right? My cash will increase. Cash to sales. So it will be GLA to sales here. It will be GLA to sales here. And then sales to costing P&L. Sales to costing P&L. Right? So this is one mistake on my part. Really sorry for that, right? So the financial books, cash to sales, cost books, GLA to sales, and then sales to costing P&L. Right, sir? GLA to sales, because the entry in the financial books will be cash account debit to sales account. Right? Then sales to costing P&L, we are transferring the sales to costing profit and loss account or GLA to costing, right? So here also it will be the reverse of it. GLA to costing. GLA will be debited and it will be credited, right? Then recognition of profits, or costing P&L to GLA, recognition of loss. Here you can correct it as loss, right? GLA to costing profit and loss account, and if it is a sales return, for the sales the entry is GLA to costing, and for the sales return the entry is costing profit and loss account to GLA. The reverse of that, simple, the reverse of the sales entry. Clear? Any doubts in the finished goods? I think this is very much clear, simple, sir. Right? Now, with this, all the journal entries we have completed, because what I told you that we'll be studying this chapter into 4 parts, right? And those 4 parts were material, labor, overheads and finished goods, right? So we are done with the material, we are done with the labor, we are done with the overheads, and we are done with the finished goods also. So all these parts constitute my non-integrated accounting. Right, all these parts together constitute my non-integrated accounting. Now see, after the journal entries you have to prepare the accounts. So it is given, one order of accounts is given to you, that in which order you can prepare the accounts, right? See, there is no hard and fast rule regarding that. It is just that an order, a chronology has been set based on the processes with which we have to go through. So the first will be, it is very simple to remember, just listen to it very carefully. The chronology that I have told you at the in the earlier, at the beginning of this lecture, this chronology, this is going to be helpful, right? Just listen to it very carefully. The first is the stores ledger control account. Why? Because the first step is the procurement of the raw material. That is why the first entry, that is the first account, is the stores ledger control account. Second is the wages control account and the factory overheads, all the overheads control account. Because once the material has been received, right, you will incur these overheads for the manufacturing process. See, when we started with the costing, the first chapter we studied was material costing and then labor and then overheads, because these are the 3 basic elements of cost, right? So you will prepare the accounts of all the basic elements, that is stores ledger control account. This is for raw material. This is for raw material. After that you are preparing it, wages control account. This is for labor. Then factory overheads, office and administration overhead. This is for the overheads except for selling and distribution overheads, right? I'm telling you that the overheads which are incurred during the production process, right? Then all this will be converted into WIP, that is my raw material is being converted into finished goods, right? My WIP will be converted into finished goods, isn't it? The chronology remains the same, isn't it? Now, once the finished goods are ready and they are being kept in the godown, what will be your next step? To sell those finished goods. And for selling those finished goods, you will have to incur some advertisement expenses. How people will get to know about your product? Sir, you will distribute some pamphlets, you will put some advertisement hoardings, isn't it? So that is the selling and distribution overheads. Now, after the selling and distribution overheads, what you get is the total cost of sales. That means the total cost of selling a product, right? Then cost of sales, you will get the costing profit and loss account. If you have the total sales, you will identify what is my total sales. This cost of sales will be transferred to costing P&L account. Then you can prepare the sales account also in between if the question demands, right? And the sales account will also be transferred to costing profit and loss account, from where we are going to get the net profit or loss. That net profit or loss will be transferred to GLA account. Now this GLA account is nothing but CLC account, sir, right? It will be prepared in the end, because all the entries will go to the GLA account and it will be closed in the last. Right, so this is one basic chronology. There is no hard and fast rule that in the exam you have to prepare in this order only. No, sir. You can prepare in any order, whatever you wish like, right? This is just one basic chronology for your understanding that how it should be done. This is for your understanding, sir. There is no hard and fast rule that in the examination you have to prepare only and only in this order. That sir told us in the lecture that this is the order of accounts. Nothing like that. right? You can take any account first, you can take any account second, but this is how generally the flow of the business is. First raw material, then labor, then overheads, then all this is being used in the WIP converted into finished goods, then we incur some selling and distribution expenses so that we are able to sell our finished goods, then cost of sales, then sales account, and cost of sales and sales will be taken to costing, profit and loss account to identify the profit or the loss earned, right? Then all this will be transferred to journal ledger adjustment account or the CLC account as we call it. Clear? Any doubts? So with this, the conceptual part of non-integrated books is complete. We are just left with the practical questions now, and we will discuss about the integrated bookkeeping also. Right? We'll discuss about integrated bookkeeping also. That is just a one lecture thing. Nothing different in the integrated accounts. As you prepare the books in the financial accounts, the same way the books are to be prepared in the integrated account and cost bookkeeping. Right? So we'll wind up this lecture here only. In the next lecture now we'll be doing the practical sums now, question number 5, 6 and 7. So the next 2 to 3 lectures will be only and only on practical sums. We'll go slow so that you are able to understand the treatment of each and every entry. That is very, very important. Right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.